What's going on, guys? You hear the water in the background. I got a little project going on. I'm painting my outside furniture on my back deck out here. Here, I'll show you. A little swing thing there. I'm spraying a little fresh paint on that, and I dropped my can of paint. And so I'm transferring paint from one can to the other can because of the way the nozzle's made. You see the top of that there, the nozzle broke clean off. And on the cheaper kind of paint, the nozzle, when it breaks off, you can pull the piece out and just replace the nozzle. But on the more expensive paint, the nipple actually sticks up out of the can. Like that, as you can tell. And so I broke it off the other can, and the nozzle's just got a hollow round spot. So I've got one can of paint in the freezer to cool it off. Got one can running under the hot water so that it builds more pressure. And I'm going to transfer the paint that's in this can into the old can that still has the nozzle fitting sticking up out of it. So hang tight. Alright, so I have this can here running under hot water. That's showing 118.7 degrees. That's been running there about, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes. This one's in the freezer. About 25 degrees. It's been in there maybe 7 or 8 minutes as well. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm sitting on the cabinet here, and I'm going to transfer the paint out of that can into the other can. Alright guys, this is the hot can that got the top broke off. This is the cold can. You hear it transferring? If you have a wife, don't do this in the house. If this happens to leak right there, it's going to spray everywhere and you're going to get in trouble. I don't have one of those, so I don't have that issue at this moment. So, I'll probably have to do this about 3 times in order to get all the paint out of this can into this can to where I can spray it. Or I may even have to spray some of this out and then transfer some more out of it. I don't know if you can tell. 103. I see the temperatures are starting to equalize. When the temperature equalizes, the pressure will be equalized pretty close, and it'll quit transferring. And I'll have to do it again. We'll do it one more time there. I think we're about have all of it. This can will slam empty, and it's probably, that's probably half or a little better full now. That's the second time I've done it, so I'm gonna do it one more time, and I'll probably get the rest of it out of there. All right, guys, here's the nozzle. I just wanted to show you. It's just it's one of those fancy nozzles that come on the higher dollar cans of paint. Those cans of paint, they were like $4. You know, the cheaper cans of paint that's like $1 has a little spigot that sticks out, that sticks in the can. So if you break it off, you can usually just pull it out and replace the nozzle. But on these style here, the nozzle is not what breaks because it's just hollow. The can of paint, the nozzle in the can actually breaks off. So this is why I'm having to transfer it from one can to the other. Also, don't heat the can over about what that's getting right there, about 118, 120. Those cans are rated at that because, like out in Arizona and California, it gets that way when they're getting, you know, transported in freight, so they have to withstand that. But don't get crazy with it. Don't go over that because it will explode and bad things will happen. So don't do that. You can cool that off, you know, as much as you want to on the refrigeration. You probably don't want to get it so cold that the paint freezes in there, obviously, because then you can't put paint in it. But you know, you can get it on down to pretty cool. But I'm fixing to get ready to do this again for the last time. All right, guys, we got this one at it's 104 degrees. That one's at 63 degrees. You can hear it start transferring. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up, but it's just a tiny bit, maybe about this much left in this can. I'm gonna do it one more time, and it should be it. It would probably got at that time if I'd have left this can in the freezer a little longer. It's getting on up pretty full because I didn't let it get cool as it should have been before I started. So we're gonna do it one more time and get all of it out of there. Alright guys, we got this can at 103. This one at about 68. Alright guys, I just got through for the last time. It took me 6 times. This can's full. This can's empty. You can actually hear when it gets to the last of the paint, you hear like a sound of air going through it. So that can is empty. This is a nozzle. Stick the nozzle back on this can. So we can go finish our painting project. I am going to Stick this back under the hot water and let the can warm up a little bit so it sprays better. It's a little cool. I mean, it's room temperature kind of. It's a little cool, but I'm gonna stick it back over here and let it warm up just a little bit, and it'll spray a little better. So that's the trick if you drop your can of paint and break the nozzle off. You don't want to go back to town, or like in my case, they only had 2 cans of this paint and gloss black. The rest of it was satin finish at Walmart, and so I needed both cans, and I dropped it. So I transferred the paint out of one can into the other. This is how you do it. Mainly, it's pretty simple. Just don't let this can get over, 115, 120 degrees, and you should be fine. Any hotter than that I wouldn't recommend, because it's liable to blow up. And don't do this in your kitchen if you have a wife, or she might blow up. You might have a big issue. So anyway, see you guys next time.